What if Ash started in Johto, but Pikachu was never an option? Instead, he's handed 4 Pokeballs with different Johto Pokémon. These 4 could have totally changed his fate, some leading him to greatness, while others might have led Ash to disaster. First up, Ash chooses Marill. This little blue water mouse seems like a natural fit. Unlike the electric friction that defined his early days with Pikachu, the bond with Marill is instant. Ash's kindness and Marill's cheerful nature are a perfect match. This isn't a story about earning trust. It's a story of friendship from the very beginning. So how does this play out in the gyms? Falkner's flying types are the first big test. In the Generation 2 era, Marill is a pure water type. The powerful fairy typing and its huge power ability wouldn't appear for generations. Ash is at a clear disadvantage, but he's an improviser. He would likely lean on Marill's surprising bulk and its access to moves like Rollout. A well-timed Ice Punch learned from a TM could be a total shock to Falkner's strategy. This first win wouldn't be easy. It would be a strategic grind, teaching Ash to think defensively, a lesson that would define his Johto style. Bugsy's Bug-type gym is another hurdle. Without Pikachu's electric advantage against Scyther, Ash is forced to adapt his team building early on, likely seeking out a fire type like Cyndaquil or a flying type like Hoot Hoot sooner than he did originally. The real trial, however, is Whitney's Miltank. That infamous rollout strategy that flattened Ash's original team would meet a new kind of resistance. Marill, being a water type, could use Water Gun to turn the battlefield into a muddy mess, slowing Miltank's deadly momentum. With Marill as his ace, Ash's team synergy changes completely. Marill would likely evolve into Azumarill, a serious tank. This version of Ash becomes less about raw power and more of a patient strategist. He learns to control the battlefield and use his Pokemon's natural abilities in creative ways. His journey through Johto wouldn't be one of flashy, electrifying wins, but of consistent, well-earned success. Let's rewind again. This time, Ash picks Phanpy. This feels both new and strangely familiar. We all know Ash eventually hatched a Phanpy in Johto, and it was one of his most playful and powerful Pokemon. But what if that powerful bond was there from the very beginning? Having Phanpy as his starter would fundamentally change Ash's battling style. Its playful energy and incredible raw power would be present from day one. Phanpy's bond with Ash would be built on shared confidence and a love for battle, making it an incredibly determined fighter from the start. With Phanpy, Ash would have a very different start in the gyms. Falkner's flying types would be a huge problem for a pure ground type, forcing Ash to be creative early. The true test, however, would be Whitney's Miltank. In this timeline, Ash fights fire with fire, using Phanpy's own rollout attack to counter Miltank's signature move. Where this timeline truly shines is later on. With its ground typing, it would be an incredible asset against Jasmine's Steelix. Imagine it evolving into Donphan much earlier, becoming an absolute monster that could bulldoze through opponents. This powerhouse at the center of his team would change how Ash builds around it. With such a reliable ground type, he'd need to actively seek out counters for water and grass types, leading to a Johto team completely different from the one we know. The entire dynamic would revolve around Donphan's raw physical power. It would be the battering ram of the team, the one Ash turns to when he needs to break through an opponent's defenses. By the time he reaches the Silver Conference, Ash would be a tactical powerhouse. With a devastating Donphan that's been with him through every single battle, his chances of going deeper into the tournament and maybe even winning the whole thing would be significantly higher. Now for our third timeline, where Professor Elm hands Ash an egg that hatches into Togepi. Let's be honest, this is the hard mode of Johto journeys. Togepi is essentially a baby. It's a symbol of luck, not a battler. Its main offensive tool is the incredibly unpredictable move Metronome, which could unleash a legendary attack or just make it splash around uselessly. Ash's journey with Togepi as his starter becomes a brutal lesson in patience. The early gyms would be almost impossible. Falkner's Birds, Bugsy's Bugs, and Whitney's Miltank would wipe the floor with Togepi. Ash would face loss after devastating loss, testing his resolve in a way he never experienced with Pikachu. This timeline changes Ash's character. He becomes less of a competitor and more of a guardian. His main goal shifts from winning badges to simply protecting this tiny, helpless Pokemon. We saw how Misty cared for her Togepi, and Ash's bond would be just like that, defined by nurturing and defense. He would be forced to rely entirely on his other captures, becoming an exceptional trainer out of sheer necessity. But then there's Metronome. It's a narrative goldmine. Imagine Ash, about to lose to Morty's Gengar, with his whole team down. Only Togepi is left. Ash tells it to do its best, and with a roll of the dice, Metronome unleashes a sacred fire out of nowhere, winning the match in the most unbelievable way possible. These moments would be legendary, but they'd be pure, unreliable luck. This Ash might not even make it to the Silver Conference. The competitive disadvantage is just too massive. But this journey isn't a failure. The Ash who emerges from this is perhaps the most empathetic version of himself. He learns that being a master isn't just about strength, but about the bond you share. The eventual evolution of Togepi into Togetic would be the most meaningful evolution of his career, a symbol of unwavering love against all odds. For our final timeline, Ash makes the most baffling choice imaginable. He picks Dunsparce, the land snake Pokémon. A creature so famously underwhelming, it's been a meme for decades. It's slow, its stats are poor, and its normal typing gives it no advantages. Giving Ash a Dunsparce is like giving a knight a pool noodle for a sword. And yet, this might be the timeline that's most true to Ash's character. Ash Ketchum is the eternal underdog. He's the kid who wins through sheer willpower and a deep belief in his Pokemon's hidden potential. Dunsparce is the ultimate underdog Pokemon. This partnership is a match made in heaven. The gym battles would be a masterclass in weird strategies. How does he beat Falkner? He can't use brute force. He'd use Dunsparce's unique moveset. He'd use Glare to paralyze Pidgeotto, then dig to dodge attacks and strike from below. Every victory would be a hard-fought puzzle. Against Whitney's Miltank, he might fight fire with fire, using Dunsparce's own rollout attack combined with Glare to paralyze it. This journey forces Ash to become the most creative battler he's ever been. He can't just call for a simple Thunderbolt. He has to analyze everything to find a path to victory. And let's be clear, this is long before anyone knew Dunsparce could evolve. The ultimate validation here isn't evolution. It's proving everyone wrong with the Pokemon he has. A Dunsparce powered by nothing but Ash's belief, taking down a powerful opponent would be the stuff of legends. This Ash, arriving at the Silver Conference, would be a complete wildcard. No one would know how to prepare for him. He might not win, but he would go down as the most unpredictable and entertaining trainer to ever compete, embodying the idea that with enough heart, any Pokemon can be a champion. 4 starters, 4 radically different journeys. From the steady strategist with Marill to the physical powerhouse with Phanpy. From the nurturing guardian of Togepi to the brilliant underdog champion with Dunsparce. Each choice sends ripples through Ash's story, fundamentally changing the trainer he becomes. While Pikachu will always be Ash's one true partner, it's incredible to think how one different choice could have completely rewritten his legacy. Which of these timelines do you think would have made Ash a stronger trainer? And which one would you have wanted to watch the most? Let us know in the comments below. And if you have other what-if scenarios you want to see explored, tell us about them. Thanks for watching.